Now, here's a interesting question about getting black money back to India, and what are the correct solutions? Now, clearly, one of the big unknowns is how much black money lies outside, and I think there are widely differing estimates of how much black money lies outside. But apart from the issue of going after that black money and trying to catch the people who've taken it outside, there's also the question of how can we incentivize ordinary upper middle class people from taking recourse to black money, right? And that's something we need to pay a lot of attention to. So let's cut it off at the source. Let's stop people from utilizing outside channels. How do we do that? Well, we've already taken one step towards that, which is have reasonable tax rates. Remember, there was a time we used to have tax rates of 91, 90, in fact 102% when you took wealth tax into account. Now, why would anybody declare income if you were going to tax them at 102%? Right? So we've come down to maybe 30% plus a surcharge. That's a very healthy tax rate. If you're not willing to pay that as tax, well, basically you don't value the benefits of citizenship, right? So I think tax rates have been brought down. That is one. The second is we have to make it harder. While the positive incentive is reduced tax rates, we should also make the penalties or the difficulty of hiding much harder. So which means that require something like a PAN number or a Aadhaar number for a variety of transactions so that you don't have the ability to take the money outside the formal system. So if a lot of transactions are vetted and there is data mining going on by the tax authorities, which has sort of been expanded, if that goes on to check where all you've put your money and whether the whole picture is consistent with the picture you're declaring, that again will make it much harder to conceal. And there are suggestions that we get often that we have to that we continue examining and trying to see how we can take action. For example, some people have argued that large purchases of any kind, but especially of things like gold and jewelry, should be accompanied by giving your tax ID or Aadhaar number. These are all useful suggestions. As we go forward, I am sure that a number of them will be implemented. So with a low incentive, as well as a high possibility of getting caught, I think the amount of black money in the system will come down over time. And more transactions which today almost necessitate the use of black money will become much more white. I think many of you would argue that in a number of places in India, the amount of unaccounted money that goes into, say, housing transactions has come down over time. And that is because we have better systems in place. But my hope is, as we improve these systems, more and more money will come into the formal system. The final point, of course, is financial inclusion. If we have access to the financial system much more easily available across the country, less money will go outside the formal system, and that's something that the government and the Reserve Bank are focused on.